Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is Trudger MC, and today we are looking back at some older McFarlane figures, and we're going to be counting down what I think are the top 5 best classic McFarlane figures that are not Al Simmons, but are some other version of Spawn. So when people think of Spawn, they think of, oh, Spawn is Al Simmons. Well, there have been a lot of different Spawns throughout the comics, and Todd definitely had a lot of fun with the toys. So he made a whole bunch of different versions of Spawn, and these are Spawns that are not Al Simmons, okay? And so before we get started into the actual top 5 list, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. So this first honorable mention here is Nuclear Spawn, and this guy would absolutely be on this list if not for the fact that this is supposed to be Al. If you look at his bio, you can check out his review if you haven't already. You can check out that on his bio, it says that this is supposed to be the main Al Simmons Spawn, just without his suit. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I personally don't think he looks much like Al, but that's what he's supposed to be. So, he's not on the list because of that, but yeah, he's definitely worth a mention because this guy's really cool. And then another one, this is technically a Spawn, but to me, it doesn't really look like much of a Spawn, but I feel like it is worth mentioning at the very least. We have the Mangler. And yeah, this is supposed to be a Spawn, just not a human Spawn. This is a wolf that got turned into one by Malbolge's power. And other than the M on the chest there, it doesn't really look like a Spawn. I mean, I guess like the green eyes, but that's about it. So, yeah, I don't know if this guy counts or not, because he is technically a Spawn, but, yeah, so he's on the list. He's really cool, definitely worth checking out. You know, you can check out my review with this guy if you haven't already, but, yeah, so this guy's another honorable mention, just because it's like, I don't know if he counts or not, but whatever, so there's that. Now we can get into the actual proper list. So, we're going to go from 5th place to 1st place again, and for 5th place, my pick is the Manga Ninja Spawn. And this guy's cool. He definitely looks, to me, he looks a lot more like a medieval Spawn than a ninja Spawn, but technically they couldn't really use medieval Spawn for a while there because of the whole Neil Gaiman situation. But yeah, so this is a really interesting figure. I think he looks really cool. He doesn't have the best articulation, but he comes with a lot of accessories, and he has a nice design, and yeah, I think he's really cool. He has a lot of detail on him, and you know, I do have reviews of all these guys, so you can check them out if you haven't already, or if you want a refresher, but, yeah, so, that's what this guy's all about. He's really cool. I definitely like him a lot, so, yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to say, other than I guess the articulation could have been better, but this was a 90s figure, and this was more focused on the sculpt anyway, so totally understand. And he's going to take a nap, because, I remember last time the figures kept wanting to take a nap, so he is my number 5 pick. And then my number 4 pick is the Anti-Spawn, also known as Redeemer. And some of you might say that's like, this doesn't count. I say it does, because this guy is the equivalent to the Hell Spawn. And yeah, so he is also known as the Anti-Spawn in the comics for, you know, some time. He is also known as Redeemer, but yeah. So because of that name, and because of him basically being like the equivalent to the Spawn, you know, the main Spawn, then I think that counts. So he looks really cool, and yeah, he's got a lot of detail, and yes, even though he's broken, he still looks really cool. He is a really fun play feature, and yeah, so I think this guy looks really cool, and he doesn't even have his cape on, because I had a hard time getting his cape on, so I have just left it off, but he does also come with a cape, so if you want to have this massive purple cape behind him, you can have that look for him. So yeah, this guy's cool, and some of you might say that he doesn't count. You know what? If he doesn't count, then my list is this guy's number 4, and then the Mangler is number 5. So that's my list. If you say this guy doesn't count, but I say that he does. So that is my number 4 pick, is the Redeemer. Then my number 3 pick is the other manga Spawn that I have, and it is Manga Spawn proper. So this guy is really cool. Here's the thing. If you like this whole big robot, you know, anime type design, then this guy would definitely be number 1. But the reason why he's not is because this design isn't really for everybody. He is really big. He actually has a decent amount of articulation. He's got a fun play feature with an alternate head underneath there. And yeah, his weapons are really fun. I'm still curious about what that means. Like, if, I don't know what that means, but yeah. So anyway, he looks really cool. I like him a lot. It's just a thing that I understand that this design isn't really for everybody. You know, not everybody likes the big robot design. So if you don't like that design, then you wouldn't like this figure. But I would say that if you do like this design, then you would definitely would like the figure. I'd also argue that if you like big figures, like look at this guy compared to, you know, some of the others there. He's kind of big. So yeah, I think that for that reason, I think that he's really cool. So I say that he's worth a pickup. You know, just if you want a big figure that has some decent articulation and has a unique design. So yeah, that's why he's my number 3 pick. So my number 2 pick is the She Spawn. And I don't want this guy to fall over. All right, so number 2 pick is She Spawn. And yeah, she is a lot of fun. Considering She Spawn wasn't a character yet, like She Spawn was created in the 2000s, I do believe. So this figure came out in 1996. So this was a completely original character at the time of being like, let's take Spawn but make it a girl. And I think that what they did works really well. She has so much detail going on, and she has a nice like slender fit to her. But then if you give her her rocket launcher that pegs in right here, makes her look super big and imposing. So I like that. I like the sword, and the articulation is pretty good. So yeah, just overall, I think it's pretty solid. So she is my number 2 pick, is She Spawn. And then by process of elimination, of course, it is the Zombie Spawn. And some of you might say that's like, this guy doesn't really look much like a Spawn. I would say that he does. He looks like a Spawn that has lost most of his necroplasm powers. And he's basically just using the rest of it just to survive. Because he's got this really messed up face, and there's only like a hint of red on him. So it shows that he like has just a little bit of his suit remaining, like only like a fraction of it left. And so this guy has been just completely, you know, he's almost completely used up all of his power, and he's like, I just picture that he has just a little bit of left just to stay alive, and yeah, and drop his weapons. So yeah, I think that this guy looks really cool, and it's not just the weapons, because it's like, yeah, he has 4 weapons that he comes with and accessories. You know, I like accessories and all that. It's not just that. It's also the thing that, you know, just the design of this guy. He's really cool. He's really imposing, but he's also really slender, and like, you know, he's like a shambling zombie type guy. So, yeah, I think that he's really cool. He is my number 1 pick for the top 5 spawns that aren't Al Simmons. It's like, this guy is really good. So yeah, that is my list. And if you like this list, if you agree with it, or, you know, you enjoyed this type of content or whatever it might be, do be sure to leave a like. You can let me know in the comments what you think. You can also let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see more of. You know, that's all good with me. And you can also subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and stay tuned for other things that are coming soon. But other than all of that, I do hope that you enjoyed, and I do hope that I'll see you all later. Goodbye.